G40.
Hey beautiful ones, Fran here, back with another video and back from Jamaica. Alright, so before we go any further, you guys know the drill. Thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, thank you for sharing and being here. My channel is growing and I'm so very thankful, and I am going to do 2 giveaways next month in April, so make sure you stick around for that. Alright, so in this video I want to do something a little different. I'm going to answer the questions that you guys have emailed me and DM'd me on Instagram, and I want to tell you that I do not check the DMs that often, and my team doesn't check the DMs that often. So, if you want to ask me something, tell me something, you want me to know something about something marvelous you've done, send those emails to teamangelswithfran@gmail.com, because all of those emails get read and they get passed on to me. Emails get read. And so if you want to tell me something, I don't want you to be mad because you DM me and I never answered you, or you DM me and you never got a response, because I don't do the DMs that often. Every now and then we'll go into the DMs and check them out, but every day we check out the emails. So make sure you email teamangelswithfran@gmail.com and we will respond or get back to you, or I'll answer your questions just as I'm going to do these questions. So I thought that I would compile the questions and answer the ones that I get a lot of. But before we go any further, I want to talk to you guys about the one key component that you have to have in your life when you are manifesting and creating anything, and that is faith. If you do not believe for what you are asking for, if you do not believe that you deserve it, if you do not believe that you are worthy of it, if you do not believe that it is coming to you, if you cannot wait in expectancy for what you're asking for, you're probably not going to get it. You have to have that component of faith and belief and knowing that it is so before you even go all in, right? A lot of us want to go all in and we want to start manifesting and creating immediately, just jump right into it, but we don't believe that we deserve it. So once you have a desire, right? Once you have a desire for a thing, right? The desire has already been created in the heavenly realms, right? So it's just you pulling up that desire, tapping into it, knowing that it is yours for the asking, first of all. And second of all, it's already been created. It's up to you to bring it down. I tell my clients this all the time, to bring it down from the heavenly realms into your physical realm by your belief, by your faith, by your trusting the higher power, by your trusting God and your angels and your heavenly staff. Because the minute you ask, they start working. When you have faith enough to ask, it sets the wheels in motion. You have to keep that faith through the whole process. And you have to know that you deserve what you desire. And don't second guess it. So, I wanted to say that first because I have a lot of people who say, I prayed. But if you're praying and there's no faith behind it, if you're asking God for something but you don't believe that God is going to do it, then you're just saying words. It's just like if you go and you asked your parent for something, you know, when you were smaller, or even now, you go and ask your parents for something, you know that if you need that and you really desire that, your parents are going to do whatever they can to get that to you, right? Most parents would do anything to make sure their kids are happy, right? And that they have what they desire. You go to God, you just have to know that you know that I'm asking you and I know that this is coming. You have to have faith. Nothing will manifest in your life if you don't believe that it will. You have to believe for it, and you have to consistently believe for it. So now, let's jump into some of these questions. I'm going to ask you guys to forgive me up front because I'm going to have to look down at my phone because I have the questions on my phone. And just so forgive me for looking down and reading them. Alright. Number one question. How can I manifest quickly? If my deadline is today, if my deadline is this week, how can I manifest quickly? I get this question a lot. A lot of people email me about needing money right now. I have a bill due. I have rent due. I'm going to get evicted. I haven't paid my rent in such and so time. Or I need this person to help me pay my rent. Blah, blah, blah. So this is kind of a four-part question. Number one, if you are coming from a lack mentality or a lack mindset or poverty thinking, it's going to be difficult. I'm not going to tell you it's impossible because I believe everything is possible. But it's going to be difficult for you to manifest quickly because your mindset is not aligned with your desires. You must be in alignment in order to create and manifest in your life. You have to be on the same frequency as your desire. So if you're panicking, if you're worried, if you're stressing, then you're not believing and you're not in alignment. I have personally had something come up at 8 o'clock in the morning that I had to take care of at 5 o'clock that night. And I got busy, right? I got busy affirming, decreeing, called my mentor, got her to get on it with me, began to talk to people that I knew felt the same way I did about manifestation and asked them to stand in agreement with me about this. And we prayed and we believed, we gave thanks, and then we let it go. And it showed up. Now, back before in my past, when I was not on this path, and I needed things, and I tried to ask for it and believe it to show up immediately, it didn't. Because my mindset and my thoughts were not in alignment with my desire. So I was asking for it on this side, but thinking, how's that going to happen? And where's that money going to come from? And who's going to bring me that money? And don't nobody I know got no money. So where's this money coming from? Right? You understand what I'm saying? So you have to be in alignment with your desires. If you need it now, I don't like the word need, but if you desire it now, then you have to have that faith that this is going to happen now. It's going to happen today. I need it today. I have now been able to speak things and they show up like that. Because I believe everything is possible. I believe that there is nothing that God won't do for us. And I believe that if we trust Him and if we have faith in our desires, we can create from the heavenly realms to the physical realm like that. So my question to you would be, is your mindset aligned with the desires that you are seeking? Because if your mindset is aligned with the desires that you are seeking, they are going to show up. As far as getting someone to lower your rent, I've gotten emails about that. Like, I need this person to lower my rent. I can only afford this much, and I need her to lower my rent. You cannot create and manifest for another person. You can only create and manifest for yourself. The only way that you can create and manifest for someone else is if you guys have an agreement, you're in alignment, and you want the same exact things. So, I'm going to say if my boo wants a motorcycle, but I want a SUV, so I'm going to create that he wants an SUV too. We're not getting a motorcycle, we're getting an SUV. You cannot manipulate the outcome for someone else's desires. You just cannot do that. Because we all have free will. So we all have the free will to create and design our own lives. The best thing that you can do through this manifestation process is focus on yourself. Create for yourself. Don't worry about somebody else and what they're doing and what they want, because really, that's not your business. What is your business is to take that energy and focus it on yourself. So many times we get caught up in trying to make someone else do something that we forget about what we should be doing, right? Like, yeah, I know that's true. I've been there, done that. I want you to do what I want you to do, but in the meantime, I ain't doing nothing. Cut it out. You can only create for yourself. So instead of maybe focusing on her changing your rent, maybe you should focus on finding a place that you can afford that is dynamic and wonderful and everything you desire. So your mantra should be, I have found the perfect place for me. It is affordable, it is wonderful, it is fabulous, it has floor-to-ceiling windows, whatever it is you want. You need to start speaking that desire so that your angels can get busy bringing you something you can afford that is fabulous. Now, when I say something that you can afford, I know people are going to say, well, if you can manifest all this money and you can do all this, then why do I have to have something I can afford? Because at this moment, you have this amount of money and you need a place to stay. It's what you can afford at this time. So you get where you can afford, and then you work on elevating your mindset so that this doesn't happen again, and you are in the flow of abundance, and you can have and be and do and live anywhere you want to. That's what you do. You actually create what you desire for you, and don't worry about that person doing something. Ask for what it is you desire. I desire a place that I can live with a rent I can afford at this time, period. I hope that answers your question. The other question that I got a lot of is, how do I keep the momentum? How do I keep going when things don't look like they're happening? How do I keep from getting discouraged? Here's the thing. When you do what we call the work, when you keep going, you have to keep your goals and your desires in front of you. You know what you desire. You know what it is that you desire, and you know that it is coming. That's where the mindset shift has to happen. You have to know that you know, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that this is going to happen. And then you begin to operate as if it is already happening. When you are so connected to your conscious creating, when you are so connected to consciously creating, you don't allow anything to distract you. I was having a conversation with a client about this today. We were doing a session and she said to me, I have all these things that are due, blah, 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 blah. She began to talk about money. As she began to talk about the money and the money situation, the angels began to speak to my spirit and tell me that her mindset is the reason she is in lack. Now, when you tell somebody that, they're like, that's not true. I think about money all the time, and blah, 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 blah. But how do you think about money? So as I begin to break down to her what I was getting, she said, oh my goodness, you are exactly right. Here's the thing. When you are manifesting and you are creating and you want to keep the momentum, you don't let anything distract you. No matter what you see in this physical existence, you have to know that there is a heavenly staff working for you constantly. There's a heavenly staff that says, we have got to give Fran what she is asking for. She believes for it. So we have to get things in alignment. We have to get things in alignment so that it comes to her. You understand? That's how it works. It's difficult to keep momentum if you're not feeding your mind good stuff. Like if you're not reading good books, if you're not listening to great podcasts or watching good videos, or if you don't have a coach, if you don't have a mentor. If you're new to this, I suggest you get a coach, get into some group coaching, get into some group mentorships so that you can have a support system. I'm starting a group coaching session in April. I do them every 3 months. I do them for 3 months at a time. And I'm telling you, miracles happen when you come together with like-minded people and you invest in yourself. If you're new to this and you find that you're struggling to keep your mindset aligned, you find that you're struggling to see things happen in your life, you have to invest in yourself. A lot of people don't want to invest in themselves. They want it for free. And here's the thing. You can sit and watch my videos and I'm going to give you tons of information. But if you don't know how to execute that and you don't have somebody helping you to execute that, it may be difficult. But if you are in this and you have that momentum and you see things showing up in your life, if you see things happening, then maybe you don't need a coach. But I'm telling you that it's very valuable to have a support system, to have someone that helps you. I still have a mentor. My mentor is 96 years old. I've had her since I was 23 years old. Not going to tell you how long that was ago. But anyway, and I love my mentor. And there are things that I could not do without my spiritual support system. Sometimes you need to have help. If you find yourself struggling, get into somebody's coaching. Somebody who resonates with your spirit. Somebody who you know is going to help you get to that next level. Alright, so I get this question a lot too. Change my mate, or how can I manifest a love relationship? So, you cannot change your mate. You cannot change your mate with the law of attraction. You cannot change your mate with a magic wand. You cannot change your mate with the secret. You cannot change your mate. If your mate does not want to change. Again, there has to be a vibrational alignment for the desire that you're asking for. If your mate thinks they're fine and there's nothing wrong with them and they're good, then there's nothing you can say or do to change your mate. If your mate is coming to you and they sincerely want to change, then you guys can come together, get in alignment, and you can visualize and manifest the changes that you both want to see. If they don't want to change, there's nothing you can do to change them. Nothing. People only change when they want to. And again, this is not magic, y'all. You cannot change someone else. You can only change and manifest and create for yourself. Unless there is a vibrational alignment and an agreement. Alright, how can you manifest love? Now, I like this question because manifesting love is really, really easy. I believe in the power of manifesting soulmates, but I also know that in our lifetime, sometimes we have more than one soulmate. That's another video. We'll talk about that later. But you can manifest your partner by asking for what you desire in a partner. I have a lot of people that have come to me for love coaching and manifesting love. I love it because I'm a big believer in love, and I do believe that love is the loudest language. Here's the thing about manifesting love. The first key to manifesting a good relationship and a good partnership is to love yourself. I had someone email me and tell me that they were in a very bad relationship and the partner that they were with told her that she was not even worthy of being married. And it broke my heart because she still stayed. When you want your partner, your mate, you have to be in love with yourself. Because if you are in love with yourself, then you know how you should be loved and you don't settle for anything else. But if you have self-esteem issues and self-worth issues, then you have to work on that first. And you work on that by affirming who you are, by decreeing who you are, by going into the mirror and telling yourself, I am worthy of love. I deserve nothing but the best. I will settle for nothing but the best. And I know that my perfect mate is out there because I am perfectly made and I am attracting my mate right now. You have to speak those things over your life, but you have to believe it, because believe it or not, we all send out a frequency or an energy, and people that are in tune with that energetic field can tell whether you love yourself or not. You can tell if you're truly radiating good love into the universe by the type of people you attract in your life. Everybody that we attract is a mirror for something in our lives. So if you really want good love, it starts with you. You have to love yourself first, and you have to love yourself, and you have to let everybody know that you love yourself. I don't mean in word, I mean in deed. How you carry yourself, how you treat yourself, and what you will and will not accept. So that's the answer to that. Another question that I get asked a lot is, how can I manage my bad thoughts? The best way to manage your thoughts are to put good things in your mind and in your spirit. Read good books. Watch good things. Stop watching trash TV. Stop watching the news if you can. Stop putting things in your spirit that don't resonate, that don't make you feel good. I watch very fun and light things when I watch TV. I don't watch any heavy-duty TV. I don't know what's going on in the news until somebody tells me. And the reason is because I want to put good things in my mind and in my spirit so that when I come up against something that's not so good, I can flip through my mind and come out with, I am a child of God in whom He is well pleased. I am attracting everything I desire. I'm a money magnet. Everything that I need comes to me easily and effortlessly. You have to learn how to clear, cancel, and delete those bad thoughts. You have to be able to identify when you are thinking something negative and stop that thought. And the only way to do that is to put good things and good thoughts, good words in your mind. Because what you put in your mind is going to come out your mouth. No way around it. It's going to happen. If you're thinking it, if you read it, if you've seen it, it is going to come out of your mouth. So we live in this physical world. We have a physical existence. We cannot control everybody around us. We can control some of our environments, but we can't control everything. And so therefore, we are going to run up against that wall. We're going to run up against that person who is negative. We're going to run up against that instance that makes us want to fuss somebody out. We are going to run up against things. But if you are in alignment with what you desire, you're going to be quick to cut out that stinky thinking. That's what I call it. So if something comes out, you realize it comes out, you're like, oh my goodness, okay. Sorry about that, didn't mean that, don't create that. Clear, cancel, delete. Or yourself 5 to 7 minutes to feel that emotion. You don't want to try to trick your emotions. If you are feeling bad about something, or something doesn't resonate with you, or you feel like you need to get something off your chest, get that off your chest and then get back in line with your desires. We are emotional beings, so sometimes we're just not going to feel good. Like right now I'm stopped up, and I really wish I was still in the hot, warm weather, but unfortunately I have to come home and I have things to do, right? So therefore, I have to deal with this. I can't keep moping about it. I wish I was back there. Because at that point, I'm deflecting from what I really desire, which is to be home, to be happy, to be well, and to keep it moving. So you have to acknowledge your emotions. It is important that you acknowledge your emotions and not try to fool your emotions. Acknowledge them. Say what you got to say, feel what you got to feel, go write it down, write it out, walk it out, whatever you got to do, and then get back in alignment with what you desire. And that is how you keep your thoughts on track. Last question that I'm going to answer tonight is, what are some of my favorite books and some of my favorite devotionals? Well, I love a lot of books. As you guys can kind of see behind me, this is one of my bookshelves, but I have several all through my house. I love to read because I feel like when we read, we educate ourselves and we learn things, and it keeps our minds active, and we don't have to wait for somebody to tell us. We can actually learn it for ourselves. And years ago, I used to host a book club. Like every month, we'd get a book, we'd read it, we'd come together, and we'd talk about it, which I might do in my group coaching again because it was really powerful. But some of my favorite books are, I don't know if you guys know, but I've written 4 books now, and I love each and every one of my books, and when I go back and read my books, I always find something new. It was channeled text, so I was receiving information as I was writing. So I love my books. I also love Marianne Williamson, and I love any kind of prosperity teachings. Any kind of prosperity teachings from New Thought teachers from back in the day. I will list some of my favorite books in the link below, and you can get them. And you can also pick up my books if you like. They're books with powerful information in them. I'll leave a link to those below too. But I am a vivid reader. Not only am I a vivid reader, I am an Audible girl. Love Audible. Will put the books on Audible, have them on my bookshelf, go back and forth between the bookshelf and Audible. I love information because the more information you are armed with, the better your life becomes, because you know that you know that you know. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching again. Thank you for subscribing and being here. Thank you for reaching out to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so thankful for each and every one of you, and I will talk to you later. Bye for now.
G40 Music.